idea about SharePoint?
It's as far as it's a platform to work on, and you whenever you it's like a it's like a platform to work on in a company. Like whenever they want to build a website, they want to like upload some kind of stuff in the on the network, their internal network or external network, or they want to communicate with each other or find some people inside the office, then they use SharePoint. That's what I think. I mean,
Okay.
and they have
Can't we
like
do it using
they have
ASP.NET?
sorry, ASP.NET.
Yeah, can't we do it using ASP.NET, like creating a website, those things?
Yeah, we can do from ASP.NET, but creating but everybody is not good in codings. So it's for those also, like those people also who are not good at codings, and they can build up the website even in a short period of time, and there are customized websites in the SharePoints available, and
Okay.
they can be collaborative, and every people have the access to the website as soon as the website gets hosted into the SharePoint's
Okay.
server, I guess. I mean, I don't know a lot about that.
No, no, but actually you have a fair idea about what SharePoint is. So have you ever seen a SharePoint site before?
No,
Like,
I haven't.
okay, okay, fine. So let's start with the SharePoint. We will be covering in this particular PPT what is SharePoint, its wheel, the version history and architecture of. Okay. So at any point
Okay.
of time, if you feel that you want me to repeat something or anything you didn't understand,
Okay.
just let me know. Okay.
All right. All right. Okay.
So what is SharePoint? SharePoint basically a platform that is provided by Microsoft to create the
Uh-huh.
websites. We can create the website using ASP.NET, but as you said that it's a tedious task, like writing the code, those master pages, putting the those things like controls, and like creating a website through ASP.NET is a tedious task. But for SharePoint, it's like
Uh-huh.
a click thing. You enter some data, click OK, and your site is created. So SharePoint has made it a lot easy. Plus, with SharePoint, it's like you can restrict people. You can give permission that who has what kind of permission, who can access the site or who can create things on site. Those things permissions we can give. Plus, like if you want to share the documents, right now what you can do is like you can put some documents in your file system and you can share the path. If you want to share more number of
Uh-huh.
files. In SharePoint, you can just upload them on the site and other person can download it. Lots of people can work together on a SharePoint site. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of a definition of
So,
SharePoint. Yeah. So a SharePoint is basically a browser-based collaboration platform. Okay.
okay.
Browser-based means it is dependent on browser. You cannot open a SharePoint site without a browser. Collaboration means
Okay.
it is like people can collaborate, they can share their ideas, they can connect with people. So those things, collaboration is there. Platform is like, it is a kind of platform that is provided by Microsoft. And it is also integrated with Office. So you
So
got a little
there's
idea
a
about, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, is there Office applications provided already inside the SharePoint, or we're gonna have to work from outside, or we're gonna have to upload it from the outside environment?
No, they are also provided like in a document library if you want to create a new document using Word. So it is there, but
Oh, okay.
yes, but Microsoft Office should be installed in your system for
Oh,
that.
okay.
If
All right.
Microsoft Office is not installed in your system, you cannot create a Word document in a document library. So Microsoft Office should be there in your system. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this is a SharePoint wheel, or you can say the pillars around which SharePoint revolves. First is the site. Site is basically the normal website that you see, where you put your data, you put your information, or lots of things are there in SharePoint. It's not only the data thing that comes in site. Okay. Another one is communities. Communities is basically for social networking and collaborating with people. Like you can create your blogs or personal sites, tag people, you can create wikis, you can share ideas, you can find people, connect with them. So those things also you can do with SharePoint. Like you might have seen in many of your, like Facebook also, people create communities, groups. In LinkedIn you can see. So those type of things also you can do with SharePoint.
SharePoint.
The content. Content is basically your data, your files, or your minute, even the name of a person, that is your content. It starts from your name of a person or ID of a person to the big files, like PDF files or Word document. Those things come under this. You can also upload your photographs, your videos, those things. Another one is search. Search is basically like in SharePoint website you will have lot of data, lots of documents will be there, lots of information will be there. But how you will search it? So that includes in search. It will help you to find things faster, on a faster basis. Okay. This is Insight. Insight is basically a business intelligence. That means whatever data is stored in your SharePoint site, how to manage that. If you have Excel documents or SQL Server reporting integration, those things can be managed through business intelligence.
Okay.
This is Composites. Composites basically your out-of-the-box tool, because sometimes you do not want to write the code. You want to use what is already there in SharePoint. Okay, so that comes under Composites. This is only a theoretical part. Okay, so it's better you have to just by heart learn it. That's it.
I mean, could you please give me an example of a composite, like?
Okay, composite is like your site collection is there, your site is there, there are already templates available. Like if you want to create a team site, so your team can collaborate over there, share their ideas, upload the documents. So you do not have to create a template for that extensively. You can use the inbuilt template to create your site. Plus, you have lots of web parts. Web parts, the functionality that is already there. You have to just use it. Like in your Visual Studio, okay, you have a toolbox. What you do, you just drag a button from there and put it on your ASPX page, the design page.
Design page,
Okay, so that is the out-of-the-box tool. So for
okay.
that you have services also. So this is kind of an example of composites.
Okay, that.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the SharePoint wheel. That is the most famous wheel. But say what are the features in your SharePoint in a kind of a summary manner. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the version history of SharePoint. Okay. Initially, when SharePoint was introduced in 2001, it was just a normal portal server. In 2002, it was normal team services. So with this 2007, when SharePoint 2007 was released, it became more famous because they have introduced a lot of features in 2007. After that, 2010 came, and now it's 2013. Okay. So if like 2010 and 2013, they are almost similar. There is a drastic change between 2007 and 2010, but there are less changes from 2010 to 2013. Okay, if you 2013, you can automatically work on 2010 with a little bit of R&D.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna work on 2013 now, right?
Yeah, this is the latest version, and it's better for you to go for 2013. I can also teach you 2010, but most of the people are migrating from 2010 to 2013, and there is not much change.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's
We
better
can
to
learn
keep you
2013 then.
updated. Yeah, because you have, it's your starting for SharePoint. So better to go with, it will benefit you in longer run. Obviously 2010 will be outdated one day. No one will be using it.
Yeah.
So again you have to
Yeah,
go for
pretty soon.
2013 because, yeah. So again you have to go for 2013 training. So it's better to go for 2013 only. That will be better idea for your career.
Mm.
Actually resources are less in market for 2013 because 2010 is older one. So lots of people know about 2010. But 2013 there are less people who know about 2010. So it will be better.
So it's like Visual Studio 2008, 2010, 2012, right? I mean, if you are well versed in 2008, you can do in 2013.
Yeah.
I mean 2012
Yeah.
too. You know?
Yeah, 2012 and 2013 there is not much change. Only some
Yes.
like look and feel changes are there. Not that much changes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because yeah, I worked on 2010 also and 2007 also. So I didn't find much change. There are changes, but actually 2013 is lot simpler than 2010. 2010 was a little bit complex, but 2013 is more simpler. Plus in Visual Studio, like you are a .NET developer, so Sharp coding, we'll be using the C# only in SharePoint. So there are like we'll be using .NET Framework 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
Yeah. So for that also there are not much changes from 3.5 to 4.5. So on which version you are working on for .NET?
4.5. 4.5.
So it will be easy for you.
Yeah, I used to work for 3.5 to 3.5 I guess, and 4.5 I think. Yeah, right now it's 4.5.
So no issues. Anyhow, if you don't know 4.5 also, there are not much changes.
Yeah,
So,
this like they don't have any kind of, they say it's like minor updates only, so they don't have any kind of big changes I guess in 3.5 or 4.
Yeah. So that is the reason. So this is the architecture of SharePoint. This is same for SharePoint 2007, 2010, 2013. Okay. First of all, you should have an operating system. For 2013, we prefer Windows Server 2012. Okay. On Windows Server, we install SQL Server and ASP.NET. Okay. Because for SharePoint Server, all the data is stored in SQL Server. So that is the reason we have to install SQL Server first.
I have 2012
Your SharePoint
SQL
is
Server.
built on ASP.NET. 2012.
Okay, I have a SharePoint. Okay, I have installed 2012 SQL Server Express with SQL Server Management Studio.
Oh, that will work.
Does that work?
Yeah, but if you do not want to install SharePoint on your machine, because this SharePoint 2013 is quite heavy. So, like,
how much memory would you
it depends upon you what environment you are using. So otherwise you can go for some like free labs also available over there on internet. Like for Azure it is available. 28 or 30 days trial is there. So that also you can do. Or if you want you can also install it in your system, but for SharePoint 2013 to run perfectly, you at least need 8 GB RAM, but then also your system will be slow. We generally recommend for 16 GB RAM.
8.0. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, your system will be damn slow. You can only do SharePoint, and you cannot do other activities if it is 8 GB.
And
So
this, I have two
you can try
computers.
for it.
One of these,
If you have
is
Windows
like,
Server, yeah.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I have like one core i5 and one core i7. So do they work in both of them or only in i7?
No, it can work on both. That is not an issue. Which
Oh,
operating system do you have?
8.1, Windows 8.1.
Windows 8.1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can also install it in your Windows 8 also, but it won't work that much because it is a client machine. So better to go. You can also create a VMware. You can download a VMware software and you can develop your SharePoint environment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
So first of all, you need a Windows operating system. After that, SQL Server 2012 or 2008 R2 will be fine.
Okay.
Because and ASP.NET 4.5 we need, because your SharePoint is built on ASP.NET, and to store the data you need SQL Server. So these are the prerequisites for SharePoint. So you have to install SQL Server and ASP.NET before SharePoint. Plus, after that there are two versions, like two parts of SharePoint. One is the SharePoint Foundation and another one is the server. Your SharePoint Foundation is freely available and you need to pay. But whenever you install SharePoint, it can be directly installed, like Foundation and server. You don't need to install them separately. Okay. After that, you can create your solutions using the studio or your apps or whatever you want to create. So this is basically the overview of the architecture of SharePoint.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, what was the first one you say? Like the in the previous slide, in the last one.
This one.
First one. It's the same thing you talked about, like Visual Studio part.
What?
I mean, does that mean like you can create your own apps using Visual Studio and upload it in SharePoint or
Yeah,
WS
you can. You can create apps in your, even in your system. You can create apps, like you have Windows 8.1. So you can create apps on that also.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it now. All right.
Like I can tell if you want to create. You can go for the rack space 45 days trial. So you will have a site. You can have Visual Studio. You can download the the templates for 2013, and you can create the apps. You do not need a server on your system. You can create provider hosted apps if you have idea about apps.
The Rex. Yeah, I mean the apps like that we build in ASP.NET, right? That's the same app. I mean the web apps. Like I'm a web developer, so if I build a web app and share it in the web SharePoint, then it's gonna get uploaded, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you the course content. What we'll be covering in the course. Okay. So this already we covered today, Introduction to SharePoint 2013. Okay. After that, I'll be telling you about the hardware and software requirements, the browsers, the type of installation, or which are the softwares to be installed, and the site. After that, this is the hierarchy in the site. Then the types of solutions. Then lists. This thing from here onwards, I'll be telling you using UI, how to create these things using UI, plus Visual Studio, plus SharePoint Designer. There are 3 ways due to which we can create it, the list or other. Okay, so I'll be telling you the all the ways. Okay, libraries, then Visual Studio. There are 2 models that we use for coding. One is the server object model, one is the client object model. So I'll be telling you the both, because you never know on which area you will work. Okay. This is also using Visual Studio. Then web parts. This is one of the most important thing in SharePoint. This is features. This is also important. Event receivers. These are the basics, like wherever you go in a project now, in any project of SharePoint, these are the basic things that you will be using. You should know as a SharePoint developer. Okay, this is the sandbox solution. This is sort of outdated in SharePoint 2013. This was there in SharePoint 2010, but still sort of it is there. So I will be telling you this thing, because they might ask you in interview. Okay, then we'll tell you about the security, how to give people the access. This is Camel query. I guess you might know about Camel a little bit. This is client. Okay, this is client object model, another model that we use for coding purpose. This is the SharePoint Designer. You do not have to code if you use Designer. Okay, there are lots of things that you can do with Designer. That I'll also tell you. This is freely available.
Okay.
Then workflows. This is also important. Then these pages like master pages, navigation, these type of things I'll also tell you. Then apps will come. There are 3 type of apps. I'll tell you these. Then infopath forms are there. Although their usage is less, but then also you never know in which project they ask you. So I'll also tell you about infopath forms. This is the PowerShell. This is used for deployment. This is a script. Okay. So this is one of the most important thing, using which you will deploy your solutions. Okay.
Okay.
So this PowerShell will come under administration also and development also. Then user profile is there. What are the users, how to fetch the users. Another most important thing is timer jobs that you should know. And then this business connectivity services. There are other things that I will be giving you the overview, like basically most of the service applications. And WCM, it's like document ID and those stuff, the advanced stuff. I will be giving you the overview, because those are the things you hardly use in a project. Okay.
WCM.
So WCM, yeah, web content management. So those are the things that I'll also tell you about the search. Okay, this is also important thing, search. So for other things, I'll give you the overview, so that if you go and attend an interview, you can say, okay, I know this. Okay, but for these things, whatever is mentioned over here, this is most important part, and as a SharePoint developer, you should know these things. Okay.
And I've been having, I don't know, I mean, I probably didn't know how to do it, but I tried to install SharePoint in my desktop. I mean, in the server, but I couldn't get any idea of how to do it. I mean, it's kind of like a different way, or I don't know. You will have to guide me how to install it, because I'm
Yeah,
really dumb
that
at
I'll
it.
guide you. It's okay. I'll tell
Okay.
you. But in your system, you have to install operating system also. If you install SharePoint on Windows 8, it will work, but
Mm-hmm.
most of the things like you won't be able to use the server object model. Where it's gone.
Okay.
This you won't be able to use because for this you need server on your system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what my suggestion
So,
is, go for a
mm-hmm.
VMware. Okay,
VMware.
download
Uh-huh.
VMware, create an environment
Which
on that.
which version do you want? VMware?
Um,
I have 10 point something at this.
I think any version will be fine because I don't know which version I am using. VMware Workstation.
Uh-huh.
So any version will be fine. It's not about the version specific.
Mm-hmm.
And on that, just install your server first.
You mean SQL Server?
No, I mean this thing, Windows operating system.
Which one?
Your Windows operating system will be the server.
Oh, so I need to install Windows 8.1 in VMware?
No. You need to install Windows Server 2012.
Oh, Windows Server 2012. Okay.
Yeah, because Windows 8 is already you have, no?
Uh-huh. I
Okay.
have to install
This is
2012 in virtual machine. Uh-huh. Okay.
yeah. Okay, and just you keep in mind that you install standard or data center. There are some editions also. So Windows Server 2012 standard or data center. Okay, this is must, or you can also go for 2008 R2 SP1. But my recommendation is go for 2012. Otherwise, it will give a lot of headache to you if you install 2008. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
SharePoint Server 2013, do I have to like download it in the server or it's in the computer?
In your server only.
Oh, in the server only.
Yeah,
I'm
on the
sorry, I'm a
VMware.
little confused on this part. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll tell you. Forget everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you the installation thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. First of
Okay.
all, install a VMware.
VMware. Okay, I did.
Okay. Just write down these things.
Okay.
What you need. VMware.
Okay.
Install it. In that VMware,
Uh-huh.
create a virtual machine. Okay.
Create
In
a
that,
virtual machine. Okay.
install. Yeah. In that, install Windows Server 2012 standard or data center. This is your operating system.
Oh, okay. 2012
Yeah.
standard.
Windows Server 2012 is your operating system.
Okay.
Okay. After that, install .NET Framework 4.5.
Okay. Then I have installed. I guess install dot 4.5. Okay. I have that installed.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that, install your SQL Server 2012.
12. But .NET is the one I mean .NET 4.5 is to be installed in the computer, right?
All this installation will be there in your VMware. No installation on your Windows 8.
Oh,
Everything
is
that I'm
VMware.
telling
Okay.
you to install, because you are creating a separate machine. Okay, if you
Okay,
install
virtual machine.
things, yeah, in your virtual machine, if you install things on your system, that means Windows 8, there are chances that your system might get corrupt after later time, or like you'll face issues. So it's better to separate your SharePoint environment from your own operating system. Okay,
Okay.
so these installations, whatever you will do in your virtual machine. No only virtual machine will be installed in your Windows 8. That's it. All other installations, SharePoint, .NET, SQL, will be installed in your
Okay.
virtual machine.
Virtual machine. Okay, I got you now. That
Got it?
was the point that, yeah, I've been confused on that point since a long time, for a month, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, now is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah, that answered my question.
Yeah. So everything installed on VMware. No installation on your Windows 8.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
ordered a Alienware computer today, and I'm gonna get it tomorrow. It's a gaming machine, and it's got 16 GB of memory. So
Okay.
if can I install in that too
Yeah, you
instead
can
of
try
a
for
virtual
it.
machine? Okay.
No, for that it's like if you want to install on that 16 GB machine, you need to install operating system also. So if you can have two operating system in your that gaming machine, it's fine.
Oh.
Because it depends on you. Because for
Oh.
SharePoint Server
Uh-huh.
2013 to run, you need operating system, and the name of that
That's.
operating system is Windows Server 2012.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Like you have Windows
So
7,
basically,
Windows 8.
yeah, basically it works like SQL Server in the backside, right? Like SQL Server Express that we used to use in ASP.NET, and in the front side we use Java and something like that. And
Yeah.
so SQL Server is like it's a 2012, and the Windows Server 2012 is acting like SQL Server, right? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Got it
Yeah,
now?
it's clear now. Yeah, it's clear now. It's a lot clearer now.
Yeah. So that is why I will suggest you to go for a virtual machine,
VMware.
because your VMware will separate your SharePoint environment from your other stuff. Otherwise, your other stuff will be affected, because for your SharePoint
Okay.
you need different operating system.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Got
Good. And for the installation part, you can try installing. There are lots of tutorials available, or otherwise I'll help you to install once you get your softwares.
Okay. I will start doing it on my own. In the virtual machine from tonight.
Okay.
If I couldn't make it, then I will let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, after installing the this operating system, Windows Server 2012, there are some configurations that you need to do. Like you need to create some roles. Okay, so that
Okay.
installation steps you can search on internet. You can, okay. So before installing
Is it like
SQL
the
and
ASP.NET? Like,
no.
is it like the rules we used to have in ASP.NET? No.
Can you hold for a second? I'll come. Just hold for a second.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Sure, no problem. Go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, for that,
Yeah. I got you.
when you install your Windows Server, and before that you need to, yeah, in your 80, where it is, yeah, where it's your dev directory. You need to change your computer name also for that.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. And after that, you have to open your server manager. Okay, it will be there in your panel. Okay, so over there you need to add roles and features. When you install this operating system, Windows Server 2012, you will get a server manager. Okay, like after changing the computer name and domain, you will get the server manager already opened. Okay, from there you need to add your features and roles. After you add your features and roles, you need to add some users basically, or if you want to create Active Directory. Okay, after that you have to install SQL Server. So after installing your operating system and before installing SQL Server, you have to install some roles and features you have to create. So that first install your Windows Server 2012. After that I'll tell you what are the areas that you need to configure.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's like setting up the roles in the computer, like Windows 8.1. We have, like, suppose we have one administrators named as the computers. My computer is administrator, and the users is like Sabal, right? I mean, Rakan.
Yeah.
In that way, we can like create the roles, right?
Yeah, we have like add roles, add features. These things are there in there.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Or if you are in a hurry, or you can also look into internet. There will be lots of places where you will get the installation steps of SharePoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did already, and I can figure out.
Okay, sure. Okay, actually once your SharePoint is installed, you can practice.
I got a lot of information today. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about this. Like, we have to install it in virtual machine and like that. So I will try it tonight.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So this is basically are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it clearly.
Okay. So this is the hardware requirement. Okay, one more thing I'll tell you is like for SharePoint installation, what we do is like we have some servers. There are three types of servers. One is your application server, another one is your database server, another one is your web front-end server. This may be a little high level for you, but it's better you should know because you want to install. Okay. So in big companies, what they do is like they have lots of data, okay, and they want their servers to be separated. Like they want their database on different machine, okay, and they want their site on different machine. But for us, like we need only a simple desktop, so we install everything on our machine. Okay, so these are basically the requirements. I'll tell you this tomorrow. So just go through these documents, these requirements for servers. RAM should be minimum 8 GB. Processor should be 64-bit. Hard disk space should be 80 GB. This is the minimum one. But we prefer RAM as 16 GB because your system will run on the normal pace. With 8 GB it will be very slow. Okay. This is for the database server. It's same, but now you will be installing it on the same machine, so it doesn't matter. These are the softwares. For the SharePoint, you need 64-bit edition of Windows Server 2012 or 2008, standard or data center. This is the operating system, this one. Okay. After that, you need .NET Framework 4.5, IIS 7.5. This will automatically come in your installation. And then SharePoint Server 2013 setup. Fine. For the database, you need the same operating system, and then 64-bit edition of Microsoft SQL Server 2012, and you can also go for 2008 for SQL, but as you already have 2012, then fine. Okay, but remember you should have this 64-bit version.
Okay.
These are the supported browsers. Okay, supported are IE 8 and above, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari.
Okay.
Okay, IE 7 and 6 are not supported for SharePoint Server 2013.
Okay.
Okay, this is the type of installation, standalone and complete. Just leave it for this time because it will be much for you.
Standalone.
This is the, yeah, I'll tell you this later first because
otherwise
it will be more for you to grab.
Okay.
Because I want to tell you only that, those things that you can retain. Because otherwise it will be a burden for you. Okay. So this is a site collection, a website for SharePoint. Okay.
So like we're gonna work with like we do SharePoint Foundation 2013 or SharePoint Server 2013?
Server.
Because
in Foundation less features are there.
Okay. So SharePoint Server 2013 like includes all of the features of the Foundation version.
Yeah. It includes all features.
And what do the offices commonly use? They use Server or Foundation?
Which Office? MS Office.
No, I mean Office means like the companies generally use.
Company generally use SharePoint Server only. It depends upon like organization also. If they can, SharePoint Foundation is kind of a freely available.
And Rackspace is another alternative to this virtual machine.
Another alternative to this virtual machine is to install everything on your system.
Okay. And what is Rackspace.com?
RAM size?
No, Rackspace, the one.
Okay. Rackspace is
the previous slide.
Basically, Rackspace is basically a site, you can say an organization that is providing a free trial for 30 or 45 days. But it only includes the site collection. You cannot create your solutions using Visual Studio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So if you want Visual Studio also, like perfect server, either you have to, or it's like if you do not want to install things on your system, okay, so you have other options also, like Microsoft has provided online virtual machines.
Okay.
Okay. One is your CloudShare.
CloudShare.
This is your okay. In this CloudShare, you can buy. I think at your place it will be freely available. You are in US now?
Yeah, I'm in US.
So what you can do is, you can log into cloudshare.com. This will be best for you. I think no need to go for installation, because installation is basically the admin part. Okay, no one will ask you the question about the installation. Okay, so what you can do is go to CloudShare, go for the free trial, and Pro Plus. Okay, if you click on it, so it's like you create your account over here, submit. Over there you get a free trial account for 15 days. Okay, after that what you can do is just change your email ID and create again. 15 days trial. So everything will be there in your machine, like online, available. Your
Okay.
complete setup for SharePoint server. You don't need to install anything on your machine. Because
Okay.
wherever you go in any organization, the admin people will install it. There will be a separate team in organization for installation of the softwares. So they will do that. You will, like in my career of SharePoint, I have never installed SharePoint. Never.
Okay.
Means like
Oh,
for the
you
training
never installed.
purpose, I have installed, but in my organization. I'm telling you about the projects in my organization. We never installed SharePoint. For training purpose, I taught people how to install the SharePoint. But if you go for the organization perspective, you will never install, because for that SharePoint administrators are there. Okay, so if you want, you can better go for CloudShare if it is freely available in your area, because in our area it is not freely available.
Oh, okay. I mean, can I ask you a question? Where are you currently located at? Hyderabad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so there are basically 4 options available, right? I mean, the four good options: rack space, and this cloud share,
Rack
and
space is
virtual
not an
machine
option.
one. Oh, I mean, rack
No,
space is
forget
like
about
it's
rack
an
space, because you
environment.
cannot develop anything. It's normal site collection you have. That's
Okay.
it. You cannot use Visual Studio to develop things. So that is not an option.
Okay.
There are 4
No,
options. One is create virtual machine on your system. Second option, install everything on your system. Third option, go for cloud share, which is the best one. Another one is Azure. But Azure is kind of a risky. Yeah, because initially they'll ask you your credit card details. Okay, you need to give your credit card details. You will get free trial for 28 days. If you forget to delete your account, your money will be deducted from your credit card, and it's kind of costly.
Yeah.
With Cloud Share, they will just simply disable your account after 15 days. That's it. So this Cloud Share is the safest option if it works at your place.
Okay. I will try it today. And like, so at the end of the course, like, we're gonna have the, like you said, like, we have a wheel of the SharePoint, like contained sites, communities, like inside, like, right, business intelligence. So we're gonna have like we're gonna have the shallow information about everything, or just we're gonna go deep into that, or we're gonna go just on one of them, or everything.
No, I'll give you the overview of everything, whatever there is in SharePoint. Okay.
Okay.
Like for those things, there are some environment constraints also that we cannot do in our system. Okay. And projects are also very less for that.
Okay.
Plus,
so
I will give you the
is basically
information,
based on
theory information.
Okay. So
Our
I mean,
project
I have
is
heard that, like,
basically
it's
based
a
on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, tell me.
I've heard that, like, SharePoint is like, it's like a big thing. Like, you can never finish learning SharePoint. It's like an ocean. So you can just learn some parts of it. Like, you can't grab everything of it. So I mean, which one do you suggest us to go through? The sites, or communities, or content, or insight, or?
No. I will tell you each and everything for that. Okay. The course content that I have prepared is, this is the must. I will tell you in detail, in-depth knowledge you'll have for this. Okay. Another one is like for the most of the advanced concepts in SharePoint. Okay. Whenever you go for an interview, they can ask you, okay, what is this, what is that? So at least you will be able to tell them that, okay, I have a fair knowledge on this. Because right now most of the people, they do not have knowledge on like what is this, what is that, even the definition part. So I will tell you those things, that at least if you go for an interview, or if someone asks you anything in SharePoint, you will not be blank. You will be able to say at least something about that particular topic.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, because for the development purpose, we cannot do everything on the development part because we have environment constraints. We cannot develop everything, most of the advanced concepts in SharePoint on this environment.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but I will give you the overview, like the idea and some links also from where you can study in depth.
Okay.
But most of the things I will be telling you. I won't make you dependent on the links. I'll tell you myself because you'll grab more if I tell you after listening or after watching some things.
Okay.
Okay, but these are the prerequisites, and that you will be using in all of your projects. These things. It will be a day-to-day life with SharePoint.
Okay. Thank you. So, I mean, can I ask you a question? Like, do you work in with the SharePoint environment over there right now? Or?
Yeah, I am working in a SharePoint project.
Okay.
Yeah, I am a SharePoint
And
developer by profession.
SharePoint developer. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like I have heard that in this country, United States, like right now, like 80% of the companies are implementing SharePoint in their business needs, and even the company in which I work now, they are going to use SharePoint in the near future. So they might be requiring some SharePoint developers, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, that is actually with SharePoint is very vast, and there will be opportunities because companies, they are acquiring SharePoint more and more. So for SharePoint, opportunities are very much, and like they are hiring SharePoint people like anything, whether it's in India or US or anywhere else.
Yeah, and their pay rate is also like a lot more than the ASP.NET developers, you know.
Yeah, that is actually the thing because competition, like .NET developers are very much. There are a lot of .NET developers in market. So it's better to go for SharePoint because you are already a .NET developer, and if you enhance your skills in SharePoint, it will be better for you. Like you can work as both .NET developers also and as a SharePoint developer also. And if you know SharePoint 2013, then you'll have less competition and there are opportunities to get nice jobs with good package.
Yeah, and what is your duty as a SharePoint developer? I mean, right now.
Right now, actually what we are doing is like we are developing apps also in our project. Plus this timer jobs we are developing using this server object model. And in these timer jobs, we have different functionalities. Like, and we are also using this lists and libraries. Everything we are using through Visual Studio.
Oh, okay, Visual Studio.
Yeah. Because most of the time you will be using Visual Studio only.
Oh, okay. So it will be easier for me to understand, right?
Yeah, because you are already a .NET developer.
For 5 years.
Yeah, so it will be very easy for you. And it only uses C#. C# concepts like OOPS concepts, C#, ASP.NET. So those things it will be using. And I will be telling you the real-time scenarios also. Like if someone asks you like where you have implemented it, so you will be able to answer it. That this is the scenario where you can implement it, or this is the solution. So those are small things from my projects I will be telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have real-time experience and I'm working as a SharePoint developer, so I know what is there in the market and what is the requirement, what are the scenarios that might come up.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna install it tonight and let you know tomorrow what comes up, and if any problem comes up, then I will let you know.
Okay, sure.
Or do you have
And
the
if you
Skype ID? Or okay, you go ahead.
Skype ID, you
Or
can
I mean, if I have some
contact.
questions, but I can
Okay,
see you tomorrow, right? I
actually,
mean, you're gonna be here tomorrow.
tomorrow, sure. We'll drop your mail for that confirmation mail.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Or either if you face any issues with the installation now and you want to explore, better you can
Uh-huh.
go for cloud share,
Gotcha.
because it is
Okay.
only a 5-10 minutes task. Because I think it's in US it will be freely available, trial version.
Maybe yeah. I will try it. I guess.
Okay.
If it's not, then I will try VMware.
But my suggestion is either to go with cloud share or
Uh-huh.
use the VMware. Do not install SharePoint on
Mm-hmm.
your machine. Use
Machine. Okay.
VMware. Okay.
Okay.
That is the safest option,
Okay.
because otherwise you might lose your operating system that is inbuilt over there, Windows 8. That should not
Uh-huh.
happen. That
Yeah.
is why if anything
Yeah,
goes
I
wrong while
understand.
installation, it will go wrong in
Mm-hmm.
virtual machine. It will not go wrong in your machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So better to go with virtual machine or cloud share.
Yeah, I got you now. It's like I mean, when back in 2005, 2004, I guess, I used to install like back then, like Windows XP was kind of new in our country. You know, I'm from Nepal, and we used to have like
Yeah.
Windows XP. I mean, little bit. You know, I mean, they came up in 2000. Suppose it came up in 2004, and it comes only in 2006 back in my country. You know, so it took some time. And I used to install like Windows 2000 NT version along with the XP. You know, sometimes XP used to override NT, and sometimes NT used to override XP. And I couldn't like sometimes use both of them. I think the same is the case with this, I guess, right?
Yeah, you can install both the operating system in one machine, but your SharePoint installation is different. Installing two operating system is one machine is okay, fine, you can go with that. But it might affect your, it depends on you. If it's your wish, if you want that thing, go ahead, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, it depends. Like, but I will suggest you to go with virtual machine.
Virtual machine. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go with virtual
because
machine.
yeah, because if anyhow you want to remove SharePoint, because obviously at one point of time you will be moving ahead,
Uh-huh.
either with a new version of SharePoint or with another technology. You never know. So to uninstall that, you have to remove that SharePoint, you have to uninstall a lot of things. That will be a burden. If you have virtual machine, you have to just shift delete. That's it.
Nice idea.
That
Okay.
is the main advantage of virtual machine.
Okay.
And if you uninstall things, then it will be a tedious task for you, because after uninstallation something or other thing will be left. So virtual machine is better, because if any point of time you want to remove SharePoint after a year or two, because obviously Microsoft will be introducing newer versions of SharePoint.
Mm-hmm. Oh
I think
yeah, yeah,
SharePoint
version, yeah.
2015 might come. So obviously at that time you want to install another latest version of SharePoint, because obviously you will be upgrading your skills. You won't be
Mm-hmm.
working on SharePoint 2013. So
Mm-hmm.
at that time what you will do, you will uninstall everything and install again. And installation is
Okay.
a tedious task. Okay,
Yeah.
removing all the softwares,
Mm-hmm.
deleting them.
Mm-hmm.
So better to go for with virtual machine.
Okay. All right then. I will try today.
Okay, and for tomorrow's session, Seasoft will get back to you.
Mm-hmm. She said, okay. All right, Anushka.
Okay.
Akansha. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, I can see you tomorrow then. Bye bye.
Okay, right.